goes up in the ride. Science, magic, side by side. Experiments we can't deny. Let's see how high we can fly. In the lab or in the yard. STEM with Lexx, it ain't too hard. We build, we move, we see the spark. Learning here leaves a mark. The science with Lexx, come on, join the quest. Hands-on learning, we're the best. Hey, hey, come on kids, let's do the test.
Hey guys, welcome to Lexx STEM Lab. We're continuing with our STEM career segment, and today I have something special for you. Today I have Mr. TJ Rodriguez.
Hey, nice to meet you guys.
All right, guys. So we're just super excited to have TJ here today. So could you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you, what your title is or your profession?
Yeah, my name is TJ Rodriguez, or Theodore Rodriguez, TJ for short. I'm a Senior Cyber Defense Analyst. I currently live in Washington, D.C., and I've been in cybersecurity for about 3 years now. Yep.
Fire. Where did you grow up or where are you originally from?
I grew up here in Brevard County, Rockledge, Florida. Went to college here in Brevard at Florida Institute of Technology. And then, I moved to Orlando and then Tampa, and now I'm in D.C.
So what would you say that your teachers would describe you as? What type of student were you?
I would say my teachers, they would describe me more so as quiet, but engaged. I would never forget Mr. Bowen at Rockledge. One day he came up to me because I would say respectful also. But the reason why I say that is because Mr. Bowen came up to me one day and he just walked up to me and was in like shock. He was just like, "How do you do it?" or something like that, right? I'm paraphrasing. But I was like, "Do what?" He's like, "How are your friends always in trouble, but you're never in trouble? Like you're the only good one," or something like that. But I was just like, I don't know. Like I never really had an answer for it. But I think that I guess describes me in a pretty good way. Like had a bunch of friends and people that I hung around that I love dearly. But I was always the one, I guess, more so to offset them. You know, they be wild around bumptious, and I'd be always more so, I guess, the calm, cool, and collect on. So I guess that's the best way to describe me.
Okay. So thinking back to when you were in elementary, middle school, high school, what was your favorite subject?
I would say criminal justice.
Okay,
Yeah, I would say
criminal justice. Can we hear why?
So it was more so criminal psychology. I remember it was a class in high school. I forgot the teacher's name. Can't believe I forgot her name. But the reason why it was my favorite is just because it kind of dove into like crime scene investigations. You know, pretty much like reminded me of like Sherlock Holmes type Criminal Minds. Just kind of seeing how like a crime scene would work, how you would walk through it and see what happened. And that really just opened up my mind more so to like critical thinking and just trying to think of things, put yourself in other people's shoes, and kind of like see how or why the motivation of to why someone did something or why something happened the way it did.
Nice.
Yep.
Now, what was your least favorite subject?
Math.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
What was it about it that you just weren't feeling? The numbers? It just got too hard?
Both. Everything. Math got hard for me quick, which is ironic now because I won't say I love math, but I'm more so gravitated more so like towards finance and understanding, trying to understand numbers, and so on and so forth. So it came full circle, but at that moment in time, I wanted nothing to do with math.
Nothing to do?
No.
Do you feel like now that you're in this different profession that you are more fond of math? I know you said you enjoy finance, but do you feel like maybe if you would have given more attention to math as a kid, you'd have liked it more or it would have helped you a little better?
I think it would have helped me, but there was no liking me for or liking it for me at that point. I was just it wasn't interesting to me. I didn't understand numbers. It didn't make sense to me. And like in finance, I would say it'd be a stretch. It's more so like a necessity now. It's just when you become an adult, you got to do certain things.
You gotta pay bills. Like you gotta know how to manage your money.
Right. So yeah, that's
Makes
all it is.
sense. All right. And what degrees or certifications do you have, and what schools did you go to? I know you mentioned FIT.
Yeah. So that's very interesting because that goes into like my whole story of where I'm at today.
Tell us more.
So I graduated FIT with a bachelor's in forensic psychology. As I stated, like that criminal justice class kind of shaped me or created like my pathway into psychology, more specifically forensic psychology. That and criminal minds. Like I remember watching that. I wanted to be. I believe his name was like Reed. Um, so in college, I graduated with a bachelor's in criminal psychology or forensic psychology. But from there, I didn't necessarily still know what I wanted to do. I know I wanted to more so get into like like FBI, CIA, high level. Um, what's the word? High level. I don't even know what the word is.
It's all great. I'm not gonna tell nobody you don't
Whatever. But I just wanted to more so get to that level, right? But to get there, you obviously had to start small, more so like police work, TSA. Um, I like shadowed a cop back here in Brevard one day, and I knew instantly that's not what I wanted to do. For a bunch of reasons. But so I tried to go the TSA route. And during that, that's like it's a long process. It took me like 7 to 8 months just to find out that I wasn't. They weren't going to accept me for whatever reason. So from there, I had to pivot. I was lost, to be honest. I didn't know, where I wanted to go. So I just took a short job with like selling phones. But within that, I realized, people would come in with problems with their phones or technology, iPads of all sorts. I'll be fixated on trying to fix that issue. So that's kind of where I um, started realizing like I had a real like knack, I guess, for trying to fix things, specifically, IT things in that regard. So I found myself trying to fix these things, and then if I didn't or if I couldn't, it'd be eating at me all day. I like be doing research on my spare time to try to figure out what it was. Um, and then from there, that's when COVID happened. Um, and the crazy thing about that was I still had to come into work because I was a salesman. So we work on commission. So we couldn't really get the benefits of people staying home and getting paid. So obviously from there, that was strike one. I was like, man, I can't have a job that's out here putting my life at risk. Um, and then also on the other end of that, there are people like older men and women coming in, risking their lives because they needed to talk to their family because their phone broke. They just needed obviously that device for whatever it was. And at that point, I'm like, technology is never going away for one, but it just resonated with me that I knew two things. Like technology is no longer like a thing people want; it's a need. And then second thing was that I was going to get into it, but I wasn't going back to school because it was obviously school was expensive, right? So I did research and I found you can get certifications. And if you're trying to get into cybersecurity, one, obviously come talk to me, but two, you'll probably look up certifications to get, and the number one certification you'll see is called the Security Plus. So once I found that, I just immediately started studying. Um, never been a good test taker. I failed it twice. Granted, I didn't know obviously anything about IT or much at that point. I just knew I wanted to get into it. And in doing so, like I said, I failed twice, passed the third time, and then from there, I just got like small jobs that built up to where I'm at now. But to answer your question, I have a forensic psychology degree, I have a Security Plus degree, and I just recently got a AWS Solutions Architect certificate. I'm sorry, Security Plus is a certificate, also not a degree. So that's another benefit. You don't got to spend 2 to 4 years. It's your own pace. The certificate for Security Plus is a bit expensive. It's about like $500, but like I said, it's well worth it. It's the number one thing people will look for when they're looking for resumes or looking at resumes for cybersecurity. And the AWS one was only like $100 or $200. So
It's not
yep.
too bad. I mean, you're investing in yourself, so you have to spend money to make money.
Yeah, if you don't, then who will?
We need us some free money. Amen. So, what are some key skills that you think somebody needs to be in your profession or to have your title?
Um, Critical thinking,
Mm.
and curiosity, as well as just the ability to want to continue to learn. You can't be lazy. Um, in cybersecurity, there's new threats, new things happening every day. Everything changes. Like it's IT and technology. Every year, every day, they come out with new technology. And actually, us being Americans, we're actually behind a lot of times versus the people that are overseas, like obviously China, Russia, etc. So you always have to have this hunger to want to learn more and do more. Because once you get in, you're never going to stop learning. And then also, you just gotta be able to put yourself, like I said in psychology, how I was trying to put myself in other people's shoes, how they think, the way they're brought up may have been why they do this or act a certain way. It's really no different in cybersecurity. Say if you're looking at something that like a hacker or a threat actor has done, you're trying to see, how they got in there, see what weaknesses they might have tried to exploit or they might have exploited, and also kind of see or predict what they may do next. So I would say those are the two or three biggest things that you would want to know or have uh, to get into this field.
That's a really good answer, TJ. I'm proud of
I
you.
try, man. I try. I'll be in the mirror sometimes.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, did you have any role models or anybody that influenced you to take this route, or even just in general in life?
Well, my dad's my number one role model.
Aww.
He's always been my role model. In regards to IT, growing up, and I'm glad you're doing this because I didn't know really anybody in Brevard that that was doing this. So it was kind of more so YouTube, and also Wimp Strickland. Because I remember I told my mom I wanted to get into this, and I believe her or maybe my late aunt might have told me to reach out to him because I don't know if they heard he was doing it or if he knew people. But regardless, I reached out to him and he knew somebody, and that person also recommended me to take the Security Plus.
Hmm.
But I would say, in regards to role models, YouTube was my biggest one. There's a lady named Simone Bees. She's really great. She's helped a lot of people, and that was one of my main people that I watched, and also a person named Professor Messer, studying for Security Plus. Uh, they helped a lot with me doing that. So I would say those are my dad, obviously, and then those are two people that helped me get into
Oh,
cybersecurity.
that's so cute. So, what does a day in a life look like for you?
So a day in the life, the work version. We'll just keep it the work version. All right. So a day in the life for me, I wake up at 6 o'clock, get ready, drive to work, get to work at 7. Um, and I log in. I get on my meeting at 7:30, and from there I just look at or wait for alerts. So in cybersecurity, we have systems built out that cause or create alerts for when something unusual happens. Now, when this unusual thing happens, obviously we have to go in and look at it. When I say go in, we'll look at the alert that was created and read the details of it. Within those details that we gather, we'll look at the what are called indicators of compromise. This is what was gathered and sent back to us, and we will pretty much do searches on these indicators of compromise through logs that we have built in within our network. So to simplify that a little bit more is I pretty much look at logs most of the day, and I analyze logs to determine if that alert that came to us is actually like malicious or if it's what is called a false positive, which means we got an alert that actually wasn't malicious. Um, so an example of that could be um, phishing. So say someone's at work and they get an email and they think it's suspicious. They'll click what is called a report phish. Once they click that, it'll take that email, um, it'll remove it from their inbox, and it'll send it to us or send the alert to us that has the email. From there, we'll look at the email ourselves and we'll do what is called like a sandbox, which is simplest way to put it. is it's a virtual computer, right? So we'll put it in that virtual computer away from our network. That way, if it is malicious, the worst thing that happens is it infects this virtual computer, which isn't really a computer, so to speak, right? Um, and we'll look at it, and like I said, we'll determine if it's a false positive or if it's a true positive. And depending on what it is, we'll go further. So false positive, we just notate that right what we saw, and we'll close the ticket. A true positive, we'll have to do remediation, which I'm gonna keep it, like I said, as simple as I can for everyone. Um, Say if it's a phishing ticket, right? The sender, whoever sent the email, will block them, um, and will also block whatever components were in the email that were malicious also. Um, so after that, we'll just notate all the findings, and we'll close that as well. We'll mark it as true positive. So all these things have to be marked for metrics. But other than that, after that, I do that for 10 hours, pretty much, 7 to 5, or 7 to 5. And after that, I mean, I pretty much just work out. After that, eat, read a book if I have time, and also study. That's pretty much a day.
Now, what does your day in the life look like outside of work, if that's what you're referring to?
That's just pretty wholesome, you know. Eat, sleep, read, study. Taman, who she mentioned earlier, that's my brother. We grew up together. Sometimes he'll come into town, and we'll just gather around and do daily affirmations.
Okay, nice. I'm so happy that y'all do daily affirmations. That is so great. Everybody needs to do those.
I agree.
Wild. So tell us something funny that has happened to you at work.
Something funny that has happened to me at work. That's a good one. I'll say so where I'm working at, and I guess for the most part, I'm normally like the youngest person or one of the younger people there. Um, so I say I get there at 7. Sometimes I'll get there at 7:15, 7:20. The meeting don't start till 7:30, and it's only like me and one other person that have to be there at 7. The rest of the people, the more senior people, they come in at 9. So I'll say one thing that was funny is I came to work at like 7:15, and she looks at me and says, "Hey, what happened? You're late." And I didn't know what to say, so I just looked at her in the eyes, and I said, "No, I'm not." I just sat down. I just started working.
Funny, right? It's so funny. Those positive affirmations. That's what it is. You looked at her dead in her face. No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. Like, you didn't see me. I didn't see you.
What'd you say? Where were you? You should have put it on her. Uno reverse card.
Exactly. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of so at work for us. Like I said, me and her will come in at 7, and the rest will come in at 9. But we only work in the office like half days, so I don't even see people most of the time. Only I see a decent amount of people is on Wednesdays, where we got to be there the whole day. But
besides that, you typically work from home?
Sundays I work from home, so I got a 4-day work schedule. So Sundays I work from home. Mondays through Wednesdays, it's pretty much half days. Like I go in at 7, I'll leave at 11 or 12. Wednesdays I'll go in at 7, I'll leave at between 2 to 3.
It's not a bad schedule. Not a bad schedule.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for a better schedule. I really couldn't.
All right. And then what kind of problems do you say that you solve at work?
I solve problems that could lead to financial loss, data loss, ransomware. Do you know what ransomware is? What is it?
Don't tell nobody, right, y'all? Is that not where they're like, asking for money, but it's almost it's like scamming pretty much. Well, it is. Yeah, no.
I wouldn't say it's scamming because you're
No, I don't
literally
know.
because ransomware, they're literally. I mean, it can be a scam. They could be bluffing,
Hmm.
but I mean, it's really where they pretty much lock you out of
Like everything,
everything and demand
money,
money.
or if you're
Normally through
not giving your password or
Bitcoin.
unlocking it.
Yeah. So usually they have two keys. They encrypt whatever it is, and you need a key to obviously unlock it.
Hmm.
And you pay them in Bitcoin in exchange for the key, and you
Wow.
have to kind of pay them in blind faith though, because
Yeah.
you're at their mercy. So they could not have a key. They could get your stuff and not,
Give you anything?
yeah, or they could not even have anything, or anything worth that you would necessarily need.
Yeah.
But you may think you need it, or that you may not know what they took exactly. But there's so much stuff that they might have
Taking
taken. You kind
supposedly
of
that you're
exactly,
just going off of faith.
exactly.
Mm, mm,
So,
mm.
but yeah, that's I would say those are. I mean, obviously those are the biggest things that I help with and help save.
Mhm. And then while you're at work, are there any specific tools or equipment or software that you're using?
Yeah. So trying to just want to before I say this because okay, so because we're getting rid of this, we use a tool called Splunk, um, which is a security information and event management system. I know that's a big word. To sum it up, it's just a software that pretty much centralizes all of your logging. So pretty much that's the tool we go in and look at for triaging alerts. We'll use that. Obviously, we have firewalls, which help traffic come in and out, and determine what traffic comes in and out. Um, we have proxy logs, which filters out web network traffic. We and I mentioned sandbox earlier, so we have tools used for sandboxing, which is used, like I said, for putting in malware, things that could be malicious. So we don't have that on our own hosts in case it is malicious. We're not getting infected. Yeah, well, I mean, we have an abundance of tools that we use.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice. So, what would you say is the most rewarding part of your job?
Um, I will say the freedom and flexibility.
Mm.
Like I said, I work only 4 days out the week. Um, 3 of them I have to go in the office, so it allows me to, if I want to, travel. Like for instance, obviously this right now, I'm able to come home, see my family, interview you, or not interview you, get interviewed by you. Um, and yeah, I mean, I would just say flexibility, and the freedom.
Now, what would you say is the most challenging aspect?
Um, the most challenging aspect I would say is just having to honestly continuously learn, because if you don't, you're going to get left behind. So some days or some weeks and months, I may not want to do something or learn something, or even I may not even have a choice. So there's things that are called zero-day exploits, which means they have never been seen before in terms of like a malware or a way in which a threat actor has found a weakness in a computer or software or whatever to get into, and we have to try to learn and understand that as quickly as possible to help not only triage the areas that might have already been affected that same day, but also prevent it from further growing and expanding. So yeah, I mean, you just like I said, once you get in it, it's kind of nonstop. So
Yeah. So, y'all
yeah,
heard it here first. You are never done learning. You will always learn.
yep,
Doesn't matter how old
absolutely,
you are.
right.
So, what advice would you give to a student that's interested in cybersecurity?
Um, Advice I would give someone who's interested in cybersecurity is one, never stop learning. Always have that hunger. But I think that's a life goal, to be honest. You should always want to learn. That's the only way you'll grow as a person. So that's the biggest advice. My bad. What was the question?
No, 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 you're good. So, what advice would you give a student who's interested in cybersecurity?
Yeah, I would say that, and I would also say just patience. You gotta understand. We all come from different backgrounds, different levels. Like I said, mine was very different. Wasn't the ideal way someone would get into IT or cybersecurity. But you are your own biggest supporter. You're your own person, right? you're your own biggest competitor. So you're only competing against yourself. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Don't worry about how fast you're doing. Um, Everyone's race is different, right? I know people. I had a coworker from my job before I got into cybersecurity who I feel learns at a way better rate than me. He's got twice, 2 or 3 times the certifications than me, and it took him a lot longer to get in to cybersecurity than me. And that's also due with like the job market and things like that. So I would say just focus on yourself and what you can control. And the last one I give you, the biggest one to piggyback off that, is networking. Um, I'm an introvert, whether you could tell or not. And like I said, teachers probably would describe me when I was younger as quiet or more reserved. But I learned and I knew it's a necessity to learn how to talk to people, know how to talk to people, in order to grow again and to get where you want. Like the reality of it is, in life, it's not necessarily about what you know. It definitely is who you know. You'll probably hear that to all you young kids out there listening. You'll probably hear that 1,000 times growing up. Get out there. Don't be afraid to introduce yourself. Everyone's human. No one's substantially different than you. And like I said, we're all humans. Everyone wakes up the same way. So network, network, network. That's the biggest. I think that's the biggest advice that I can give you guys.
It's a network, network, network. Absolutely. So you mentioned you like to partake in activities with Taiwan. What other hobbies or activities do you like to do?
Growing up, I played football at Rockledge High. Too old for that now. That ended after college. But I still like to work out. Chess is probably my favorite game ever. Honestly, that's why I was late.
I love chess.
I was playing that outside. I wasn't looking for you. But anyways,
Did y'all hear that? He said he came late because he was playing chess
listen,
outside.
I had to win. It was
He
intense.
told me he was parking.
My
Crazy.
mama dropped me off. But listen, so chess, right? Chess, working out. I've been trying to get back into reading. I read every now and then. I just started reading again actually when I came back down here. Um, Want to get more consistent on that. But then I would also say it's not necessarily a hobby yet, but like I said, real estate. I like more so like interior design, maybe getting into fix and flips, but just looking and seeing different ways that you could build a house, different ways houses are built, um, things of that nature. But yeah,
Fire, fire. How long have you
appreciate
been
it.
playing chess?
I've known how to play chess since I was a kid.
I should have asked because I could have brought stuff.
I mean, you got the chess app. We can play on the chess
What are
app.
you trying to do? You trying to
Listen.
lose in front of everybody?
Oh, you do it on camera?
What?
Oh, it's gonna
I'm
get.
sure they got one here.
We can do it on the phone. The board, it don't
You
matter.
ain't saying nothing but a word.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Now, when I beat him, I don't want to hear anything, chat. I want y'all to tell him he earned this L.
That's not gonna happen. I'm gonna
We'll
keep it
see.
honest.
We'll see. All right. So, what's a TV show, movie, book, anything that you love to watch or you love to enjoy after a long day of work?
Currently,
Or what do you like to do? Maybe you don't like to watch TV and stuff.
I don't watch much live TV, but obviously, the playoffs are on right now. So the playoffs. I went up to New York the other weekend, and my cousin put me on Rick and Morty. That's pretty funny.
You've never seen Rick
Man,
and
I
Morty?
know. I know. I couldn't believe it either. Office is one of my favorite shows. Office is goated.
Who is your favorite character on the
My
Office?
favorite character? Who is my favorite? That's hard. I like them all, but I would probably have to say, I probably gotta say Dwight.
Dwight? Go ahead and give me why Dwight, and I'm going to tell you who's my favorite.
He's just hilarious. Like Dwight is hilarious. Everything about him, he's awkward. He tried to stand on business or what he believes in. I respect that. But he's also obviously, a sucked up and whatever else. But he just, I don't know, it's just something about Dwight. Like every time Dwight's in the scene, something's gonna be funny.
Craziness.
Who yours?
Creed.
I was real close to saying Creed.
Creed was all about his coin, and y'all didn't need to know nothing about Creed.
Yeah, Creed was in there just chilling.
Creed was a creep. Creed was creeping.
That's why it's hard to pick, honestly, because I could say Stan. He was hilarious.
Stan. Wow.
Well, he wasn't funny?
Stan? I've never heard anybody say Stan.
Bro, he was funny. He was by his coin too. All he do is show up at work, play his little
That's all he need to do.
scratch off whatever.
Stanley. Obviously Stan.
Yeah.
The Pretzel Day, he was not playing about them. It didn't matter what you was talking about. He'd sit on the computer looking a little busy, but that was it.
Man, White Santa, when he was mad because he was like, now I got 2 toasters.
He was like, what am I do? I'm gonna put my top bagel and this on my bottom of that? That's stupid.
And he was a cheater.
Facts.
Was hilarious.
Kids, do not cheat. Please, you're gonna get 2 toasters if you cheat. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't cheat. For real.
It's the for real. That's how you know you gotta believe it, right? Gnarly. All right, so if bills and responsibilities didn't exist for you, what job would you have, or what would you want to do? Would you stay in the same profession?
No, I would just jump straight into real estate.
Straight into real estate.
That, yeah, honestly, once I say I hate math and finance, it'd probably be something with finance. But more so like stocks. Just stocks, and I would say real estate. Just one of those, something like that. Fire.
I'm digging it. So let's say we're making a TV show. What did you say? You like fixer-uppers? It's going to be called TJ and the Crew, right? I like that. TJ and the Crew. What would be the theme song for TJ and the Crew?
Okay, so this is just more so if we're doing like if it's so based themed on me fixing stuff up.
All right, so we're gonna do 2. So HGTV, call my boy. So we're gonna do TV. What is it? TJ Flip J. We'll think about it, marinate on it.
Okay.
So flipping TJ, flip TJ flips. Okay, I like that. TJ flips. He flips houses.
Yeah.
So TJ flips. HGTV live at 6:00. What are we doing?
So for that. That's a little different than the day in life. But I would a song, right? I'm Illy by T.I.
Okay. I'm Illy T.I. What's happening?
Yeah.
All right. Now let's say we're doing a theme song for the TV show that's about you, your personal life, TJ and the Crew. What would that song be?
Count Me Out by Kendrick Lamar.
Now let me ask you, why did you pick that song? Shout out to Kendrick, K-Dot.
That played a very pivotal. I play that song every day when I was interviewing to get my first ever job in cybersecurity. That's back when that album came out. Very underrated album, by the way. Very therapeutic. That song, Count Me Out, was like I said, like daily affirmation for me. Just motivation, waking up, just getting ready to interview. And like just the song in general, what he's talking about, how it makes me feel, like the sound, everything is like probably my favorite song ever. But like that moment, that song, like I said, is just tied to like a very pivotal moment in my life. Because obviously once I got that job, that was the hard part, was breaking into cybersecurity. But once I got that, obviously everything else after that was just pretty smooth. So, yeah.
Nice. So what advice would you give a student who may be interested in the STEM field but haven't found a career or a topic that they like or that they're interested in?
That's a good question. What advice that I would give them? Because I was actually kind of like that. Like I said, when I graduated, or after the TSA failure, I didn't necessarily know where I was at or what to do. And I got this advice from Taiwan, believe it or not. I was around trying to do some things, right? So he just told me to create like a 5-year plan, and more so kind of create it as if like where you want to be, what you want to do, and kind of work backwards and steps from there and see how you're going to get there. Now, it may be a little bit difficult because you don't necessarily know what you want to do, but if you have an end goal, it may be easier for you to go that way, work from the end goal down, right? to see where you want to end up, and then obviously figure out kind of how you're going to get there, right? So that's something that I would recommend, because it can be hard, especially young children. Also, like I said, in high school or in college, you're still a kid at the end of the day. You don't necessarily know what you want to do. So it can be challenging. But like I said, don't discourage yourself. You're still young, but also just try stuff. See what you like, see what you don't like. You have time. Don't ever feel like you don't have time. So that'd be the advice that I would give someone.
That's some really good advice, TJ. Like, I'm really proud of you right now.
Yeah, come on, I try. I've been around the block. No, I had to go through it so I can help you guys out.
Yeah, somebody else to do it. Absolutely. All right. And then where can parents or students go to learn more, whether it's about cybersecurity, about you, these different certifications? Should they reach out to you?
Yeah, you guys can reach out to me. I'm not on Facebook. LinkedIn, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. Teodora Rodriguez, I'm sure she'll probably put it up somewhere.
Down below.
And like if you're interested in cybersecurity, like I said, definitely reach out to me. I can send you a bunch of links, refer you to a bunch of people, other people that have helped me as well. And also, like I said, YouTube. YouTube is, I used to say it's very underrated. I don't think it's underrated anymore. I think everyone mostly goes to YouTube. But that would be the biggest source. YouTube, like I said, Simone B's, SB's, Professor Messer. Just type in cybersecurity in general, you'll find a lot of people that can help you out. But yeah, and then like I said, also me.
Also me. I love that for him. I love that for y'all, actually. I love that for y'all a lot more. Well, TJ, we thank you for coming to the channel.
Of course.
It's been real. Any final words, any sign-offs?
Last thing I'll say, like I said, if I can give you guys any advice or anything else, or reiterate anything, just network. Like I said, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help anyone. But also, don't do things just to say you did it. You have to also show effort. So network, but also, like I said, show effort. Show that you want to do it. Because a lot of people have reached out to me, ask questions, and then I give them answers. I'll give them references or tools to use, and I'll never hear from them again, which is fine. Maybe you found someone else or whatever. But just make sure, like, if you reach out to someone or if it's something that you put your mind to, just continue to work hard at it. And remember that we live in a world today where you have social media, everything seems like it happens overnight. Like I said, I failed my that examination twice, and passed it the third time. After that, that same job that gave me the first my first job in cybersecurity, a year before that I interviewed with him and I failed, right? Then the opportunity came back around and I obviously capitalized on it. So don't take failure as an end all be all. Everything happens for a reason. Just be ready and be willing to learn and grow. And like I said, a network. And if you do those three things and you actually have like put effort behind them and not just do it to do it or to say you did it, trust me, you'll go a long way. So yeah.
That's some really, really good advice. Like some gems.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that exact. Yeah, that's literally gonna be the closing.
No,
Okay,
no, don't do that.
Thank
Don't
you
do
for
that.
coming to the STEM Lab. We'll see you next time.